Hello families, I'm really sorry it's taking a long time to get this video ready, but I think it's here now. 2 times my dog, who is a Chihuahua, they said, get a Chihuahua, it's a good dog. I said, okay, that sounds wonderful. And she is a really good dog, but she enjoys barking. So we've had problems a few times as I've been making the video. Hopefully, not only will I finish this time, but if I make it all the way to the end without her barking like crazy, then I will bring out a kitten for you to see. That's my promise. So anyway, welcome back. It's number 17 now. We are finishing up the when questions. I want to get right to it so I don't waste your time. So in the last episode, we were practicing the numbers 1 to 60 so we could work on telling time. That was kind of the next big thing. So let's work on that right now. If you feel like you've forgotten some of the numbers or you need more practice, go ahead and take a minute and go back and watch the video right before, number 16 I think it is, to get that practice and get yourself ready to do the lesson today. You really have to know those numbers from 1 to 60. Alright, so let's get started. So telling time, we're practicing modeling that question when. That was a messy sign. Let me try again. When. Sometimes you think I'm under the influence because I miss my finger or something. I'm just old and tired. So when is such an important word, as I have said before, because kids who grow up in an environment where they never know what's happening and they never know when it's happening have this huge feeling of chaos inside their little bodies is like all the time. We as a species, we need to have some predictability. We need to know what's happening, what we can do I'm not explaining this very well, but I think you understand. Basically, we have like this deep need to understand what's happening and kind of prepare ourselves for it. Or if we're waiting for something that's really positive, it really helps us to have kind of a general idea of when it's going to happen. So these concepts are really important for your kids. So when you tell the time with a little child who's learning sign language and you're teaching them sign language, it's kind of like their first language as a deaf, maybe even of a hard of hearing child too. You're going to want to do that rhetorical question thing. So you're going to say movie when, or food when, or bathroom when, or anything that's coming up, you're going to want to preface it with that, and then you're going to want to tell them when. You could use the day. When? It's going to be Monday. Or when? It could be next week. Or when? It could be like, when did it happen? It was 3 months ago. So if you include that question, you're modeling the question for the kids. And some things at school will become much easier for them later. It'll really pay off later, okay? In your life, in your home, in your family right now, it should be paying off every day. That's my hope, that's my goal for all of you, is once you have that power, you can really impact your child's whole thought process, the way they organize their day, their comfort, their sense of security that they know when things are happening, all right? Or how long they have to wait. All these things really add up. So we're going to say movie when, and then we're going to answer ourselves. We're going to say time. This is how we're going to tell time. Time, and then you add something, okay? If it's just an hour, you're going to say 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I will go through these more slowly, so just kind of take it all in now. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, oh sorry, kind of messed that one up. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Okay, so it's just those numbers from 1 to 12. Then if it's a more complex time, you can add the minute number afterwards. That's when you really have to know those numbers that we practiced last week. So if it's 30, you would 30. So you could sign time 10, 30, 30. Or you could sign time 5, 45. Or you could sign time 7, 15. Okay? If it's a time that has like 7:05, you do put the 0 there. You're just like a digital clock that shows all the numbers for the time. So let's go through some of those. We'll go through all the hours kind of slowly, and then we will go through adding some minutes just for practice. And then you can kind of expand on your own time and see how you're doing it. It gets easier the more you practice. If you have kids, you have the perfect practice partner with you. So, are you ready? Let's do it. We'll go kind of slow. So, first of all, imaginary wristwatch. We're going to touch on the back. Just so time 1. 1. You guys have practiced already. Time 2. Time 3. Time 4. Time 5. Time 6. Time 7. 6, 7, 8, 9 are the hard ones for me. As a hearing person, they're hard. 6, always remember your littlest finger for the littlest number. 6 times 6. Got it? Sorry about the focus on this camera. Someday I will get better equipment. 6 times 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Time 10 o'clock. For time 11, you remember the one that the hand is turned backwards and it flips up twice? Time 11, we don't shake it or do anything weird. It has motion already, and that's good enough. So time 11, time 12. So now you can tell all the hours, just like that. If you already know the numbers 1 through 12, telling the time is pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right? And I meant to say with 10 also, that you're going to do, it has its built-in wiggle. You don't have to do any extra wiggle. So the other numbers, 1 have a wiggle, 2 has a wiggle, 3 has a wiggle. Number 10 already has a wiggle. 11 has motion. It's not a wiggle, but it does move, so that should be enough. And there's the dog again. So, Violet, please, no. All right. Let's see what else we got to do. Oh, we have to practice the minutes now. So if we're adding minutes into the mix, we would say time, like we did before, time 2, and then how many minutes are there? 45. Time 5, and then 30. Time 12, 42. Any number of minutes you want. You basically just put the numbers there like any kind of an analog alarm clock, okay, as I've said. So, time, like if it was time 12:05, then that's how you'd want to do it, time 12:05. You include that 0, just to make it really clear. Alright, so that's all the basics for telling time. What I'm going to encourage you to do now is practice yourself, okay? You can talk with your kids about what time the bus is going to pull up. You could say the bus, B, they tap on top of each other, bus. It's going to pull up. That's an ASL classifier for a vehicle. It's going to pull up when or what time will it pull up? And then you can answer yourself. Time 7. If you're lucky, our buses come so early for our students sometimes. So these are opportunities. We're going to eat at McDonald's when? 5:30. Okay? These are the ways you practice. You just have to find ways to incorporate it into your everyday life. One more skill before I get the kitten, and then we'll move on. Okay? Last skill is telling how old you are. So, you know, people like me with a hearing brain and English or Spanish as the first language, sometimes you really have to change the way you think. The way that you tell or ask, you know, how old someone is in ASL is a little bit different. So, all you're going to do is you're going to pull down twice. Oops, I lost my video here. It's coming back up. you're going to sign. So my eyebrows are down. I'm asking, how old are you? This is the question that we want to model, right? How old are you? Don't squeeze it right here on your chin 2 times because that's orange. It's different. You want to pull it down a little bit. I've seen some people just pull it 1 time also. And that's fine also. Just be careful that if you do it twice that you pull it away. Just pulls, it's like you're grabbing your chin. I have kind of a pointy chin so it's easy. And you're just kind of closing it into an S hand shape. This sign old can be funny because old, and then you can sign like really old, like someone's got a long flowing white beard. Okay, so you want to sign, or how old are you? Eyebrows down. Okay, it's not a yes and no question. You want information back as a response. So you say, how old are you, or how old are you? And then the response is, you pull it down the same way and then add the number. So if I was 3 years old, I'd say I'm 3. I'm 3. So I pull it down off my chin and then open into the number 3. Or if I were, I don't know, say 45, I could say age 5. Or I could lie and say I'm age 35. Yeah, I think maybe you're not buying it. So anyway, so this is how you would respond is I am age, or I'm old, and then you add the number 10. I am 10. I am 2. I am 5. You can ask how old are you, or how old are you, and then the answer age 3. Like if your kid doesn't know yet, you could say how old are you? You're 2. You're 2. I know because I was there when you were born. 2 years old. Or you're 4, or you're 18 months. All these skills you have that you can put together now, all these things that we've talked about in past lessons. So, all right, I'm going to go get a kitten. I'm going to come back and I'm going to show it to you, and then we'll be done for today. Okay? High five there. All right, so as promised, this is the newest member of my family. And her name is Junebug, and she's a little kitty. Now she's famous because she's on YouTube. She'll be the world's first signing kitten. She's going to take over for me in the next lesson. She's purring very loud. I don't know if you could hear it, but probably not. Anyway, so thanks again, everyone. I hope you enjoy the lesson. Next up is behavior. Big time important information, important lesson. I'm looking forward to it. Until that time, please practice. Use your language skills to make your child's or your children's life wonderful, and we will see you next time. Bye.